Hello, everyone. Fred here. The title says it all. In this installment of TPP Dynamite, I'm going to be ranking all 8 seasons of the CW's superhero TV series Arrow, going from worst to best. First things first, though, if you haven't already, let me encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I post film, book, and TV series reviews. I do opinion pieces on entertainment, news, and affairs. I'm also an author of adult and young adult mystery novels. To date, I've released 3 books, The Women in White, The Lethal List, and most recently, Textbook Murder. They're all on sale now, and there are purchase links in my video description below. With that in mind, and without further ado, I'm going to just dive right in. Number 8, Season 4. At the start, this season felt like it was on track to redeem the series after Season 3, which was good on an episodic basis, but was, as a whole, much less than the sum of its parts. Instead, after delivering a solid first few episodes, Season 4 lost all momentum and delivered the definitive worst finale of the series Arrow at all. People have said that Season 4's main problem was focusing on magic or a lighter tone, but really the problem was poor execution of those things. Hive wasn't done nearly as well as it should have been, given the build-up to it that had been occurring since Season 2. The writers also forced Damien Darhk to wear way too many hats. Mob boss, dark wizard, elite assassin, etc. for any of it to truly be effective. Number 7. Season 6. The only reason this season doesn't qualify as the worst is because of how much it improved in its last 2 months. Before that, Season 6 worked non-stop to waste every bit of potential and new life that Season 5 had breathed into the show. Season 6 mostly failed to balance its characters, was riddled with plot holes and inconsistencies, delivered a laughably empty MCU Civil War knockoff arc during which Team Arrow folded in on itself, and languished under a bland and stereotypical hacker villain in the form of Caden James. And might I add that casting the phenomenal Michael Emerson as Caden James was a criminal waste of talent on the part of Arrow's creators. Number 6. Season 3. This is another example of a season that blew the great potential left by its predecessor. This season had its high points. Almost every individual episode was good. There were several amazing mini arcs as the show introduced cool new heroes and villains and further fleshed out what eventually became the quote-unquote Arrowverse. But this season ultimately never found its focus or portrayed the League of Assassins as the indomitable adversaries that Season 2 teased them to be, or wrapped up the Oliver Queen Ra's al Ghul conflict in any manner resembling a satisfactory one. The last few episodes undid almost every good thing about this season, and the finale was a total letdown. Number 5. Season 7. This season consistently struggled and often failed to achieve its full potential, but its reliable mediocrity was a minor improvement over Season 3's unfocused narrative. I really liked Oliver's prison storyline, which was possibly based on the idea for the scrapped Green Arrow Escape from Supermax movie. I also liked the flash forwards, even though Oliver's daughter Mia became the most annoying main character in this series. And yes, I am including Felicity in my consideration when I say that. Number 4. Season 8. This season, much like Season 5, was a nice little course correction for the series. It wasn't as good as Season 5 though. The story wasn't as solid, and the last 2 episodes ruined most of what even made Season 8 such an improvement over Seasons 6 and 7 in the first place. Wasting the penultimate episode to focus on Mia's becoming the new Green Arrow cheapened Oliver's amazing exit in the episode before. The finale's plot of Williams being kidnapped for revenge by some random villain we'd never seen before, but who'd held a grudge against Oliver since Season 1, was quite underwhelming. Equally underwhelming was the final scene, which turned the show's focus from heroics to silly CW romance between Oliver and Felicity again. One definite positive to this season, though, was less unnecessary drama, which possibly happened because we were indeed blessed with less Felicity this season, and possibly also happened because this season's shorter order of 10 episodes forced the writers to streamline the narrative. The drama that did exist mostly felt realistic and stemmed from Oliver's coming to accept his own impending death in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Another major positive was how Season 8 paid homage to the best parts of Arrow's history as a prelude to Crisis, which itself was a third major positive and a terrific send-off to Oliver Queen as Green Arrow. Number 3, Season 1. This season had its problems: disposable villains of the week, some poor acting, and a cast of side characters that initially didn't go anywhere. But right from the start, Season 1 succeeded in reinvigorating the Green Arrow character with a story that honored the source material while actually improving it in some ways. I know there were some initial complaints about how Season 1 didn't have its own identity, how it was too much like Chris Nolan's Batman movies or Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, or how the island flashbacks were too much like Lost. Really though, I think that's what worked best about this season. How it was heavily influenced more so by sophisticated movies and TV shows on other networks and in theaters than by the CW's garbage formula. If Arrow's later seasons had kept that initial influence, maybe they would have been as good as Season 1 or better. Number 2, Season 5. Arrow had to make up a huge amount of ground after the dumpster fire that was Season 4, and for the most part, this season succeeded in doing that. Early on, Season 5 did rely too much on the conservative approach of repackaging and redelivering what worked about Seasons 1 through 3 and trying to play it safe that way. But then it overcame that problem and never looked back, recapturing the glory of Seasons 1 and 2, then delivering the strongest season finale since Season 2's. Season 5 and Season 1 were very close in quality, but Season 5 barely beats Season 1 because of Season 5's stronger finale, more consistent tone, and more focused linear narrative. Number 1, Season 2. Easiest choice I've made all day. Arrow had already gone from good to great during Season 1, but it crossed the line to fantastic with Season 2. There was a greater level of tonal consistency throughout. The long-form, dark, sad, tragic war between Oliver and Slade was executed beautifully. Oliver and Slade were the season's anchors, but Sebastian Blood, Sarah Lance, John Diggle, Roy Harper, and Thea Queen all had their own moments to shine. Man, even Felicity was used well in this season. Now, Season 2 still had some problems, mostly underutilized side characters and underdeveloped minor villains. But this season was still a consistently engrossing and epic superhero series week by week. Bottom line, Season 2 was the year Arrow became not just a great superhero drama, but also one of the best shows on TV. It ran laps around even Season 1 of The Flash, which coincidentally it set up by a backdoor pilot. It was definitely as close to prestige TV as the CW will probably ever get. Honestly, if Season 2 of Arrow had been given fewer episodes like the creatives wanted, and maybe a license to go R-rated with some of the material, this season probably would have been prestige TV, worthy of HBO. Alright, so there you have it. All 8 seasons of Arrow ranked from worst to best. At any rate, that's just my opinion. Let me know yours. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Are your feelings more complex? Sound off in the comments below. Meanwhile, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, click subscribe, ring that bell, and hey, follow me on social media as well. So long.